All right, we're all set.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Welcome to the chapter orientation. And every couple years we get to run through this because we have a new batch of chapter officers and folks that have been in the trenches for quite some time. So every year we try to just kind of give you an orientation to what does it mean to be a chapter officer, how to navigate the website. You all have your own chapter group on the website, and so we'll kind of walk through some of that, the logistics and things. But just to kick it off, again, just thank you so much for being, a part of the association and volunteering your time. You are part of the leadership of ADED. You're a direct connection to our members in the regions over which you have your chapters. And this is your opportunity, not only to pad your CV, but also to help us as an organization grow and become better so that we all can provide the services that your clients are expecting. So one thing that we've done that's new this year is we built some online training modules that will kind of walk you through all of the policies and procedures, how to plan a meeting, all of those things. So if you haven't gone through those, I don't anticipate that many of you had, just because we just made that available yesterday. But it won't take you a whole lot of time to go through, but I do encourage you to go through all 8, I believe, modules. You can even print off a certificate of completion after. It doesn't mean anything but a piece of paper, but it's at least, yay, I did it. But there are all of the PowerPoints, at least for the policies and procedures, are also in that LMS. So you can certainly go back and watch those at any time or just download those handouts. So just kind of the hierarchy of who you report to, just because you're part of the volunteer leadership, your main point of contact to the board is currently Tim Brandt, because he's in his 2nd year of board member at large. So Tim, I'm going to put the spotlight on you and let you have a chance to say a couple words.
Well, thank you, Liz. And I think I know pretty much everyone. I'm in the 2nd year of my term on the board, so I am your point of contact initially. Any questions, meeting requests, anything like that, reach out to me. You have all my contact information, email. You can call me at the office anytime. I'd be glad to help you. If I'm not available, then Liz is your next point of contact, and just looking forward to helping you do what you do.
Yeah, exactly. So either myself, anybody at the ADED office, Tim, we're here to help you. So,
right.
And then after the first of the year, Miss Donna Stressel will be moving into her 2nd year as member at large. And so that she's on this call as well. And then so after starting January, she'll be your main board point of contact. So Donna, would you like to say a couple words?
Hi, it's great to see a few faces that I recognize and some new ones that I look forward to meeting and getting to know better. So as Tim said, next year I will be your point of contact and be willing to help you any way possible. So look forward to working with you all.
Great. Thank you. And thanks, Tim and Donna. I didn't warn you ahead of time. I'd asked you to say a few words. And so this is how Liz works. Just pops into my head that this is a thing that should happen. So thank you for volunteering.
Not a problem.
And Adrienne Segundo is part of our staff team, so she's helping us out logistically with these meetings. And also Adrienne, and I don't think Carrie, I don't see her name, is on the phone or on the call tonight, but they will also be very directly involved in helping you plan your meetings. So those are 2 folks that you will also have direct contact with, especially when we start executing your chapter meetings. So what I wanted to do tonight, just knowing a lot of the kind of the policies and procedures piece are in those learning modules. So, once we're finished, as soon as you are able to, it will take you about an hour to get through those. There's 8 of them. You can watch them one at a time. You can do it all in one sitting, whatever works for you. But please get through those. And then if you have any questions or need clarification, certainly reach out to me, Tim, Adrian, any of us can give you some more direction. But what I would like to do that might be helpful is just kind of walk through the website part of it, because you're now administrators of your own chapter group page. So I'm going to share something with you that I can't find right now. Let's see here. I can't find it because I had the wrong page open. Okay. Once you log in, and please let me know if you can see the ADED website. This looks like a kind of a chat box. Okay, thank you. So once you log in, this is typically where you will end up on, it's the My Feed. So this is kind of the social interaction side of the website. Those of you who have been on the ADED website over the past couple of months might have noticed this change. And this is a way really for members to have interactions, kind of like just the old forums, if you remember those, but this is kind of a running conversation. But once you log in, this is typically where you show up, and there's a couple ways to get to your group. So you can do it here at groups, or you can do it from the what we call the front side of the website. So if I were to click groups here, then it's going to populate all the groups of which I'm a member of. Okay, so if you're in the Colorado chapter, this will be showing on your list of groups. If you're in the Florida chapter, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna pick on Colorado. We're gonna go to the Florida group page. And as administrators, you have a lot of functionality. You under the admin dot here, you can change the layout. You can add files that this is only accessible to your group members. You can add photos. You can start a blog, all kinds of social activity that you can do here within your chapter. Now, anybody that is a member in your chapter is an automatic member. So anybody that joins that lives in Colorado is an automatic Colorado chapter member. So,
Hey, Liz?
yes.
Hey, I apologize. It's Mike Jensen.
Yeah.
I was double booked tonight, but I wanted to at least get on to say hi and just say I'm excited to be part of the team, and at least give you a quick wave, because I know it's going to be a lot of fun the next couple of years. So I definitely recognize your face now. So
Yeah.
always good to see you, and looking forward to helping out. And but gosh,
Great.
exciting, and I'm. But just wanted to say real quick before I sign off, and just want to say thank you, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.
Yeah,
Thanks for recording
awesome.
the tape.
Good. Yeah, just reach out if you have any questions. Nice to see you again, Mike.
Hey, thank you.
All right. So also, once you're in this group page, this is the way really that you're going to communicate with your members. So back in the olden times, we would have sent you, or you as a chapter officer would have collected contact information for all of your chapter members. And we really discourage doing it that way, because the membership on the ADED website is updated in real time. So anytime somebody goes in and changes their email address, or you have a new member, or you have a member that does not renew, all of that is just automatically updated. So when you go to actions here, you can message or email your members, and that will go to everybody that's currently a member, and it'll go to the correct email or their preferred email address. So that's going to be the best way for you to reach your folks. One of the things, there's two different ways to communicate. So one of those is message all members. The nice thing about messaging is that you can attach a file. So this is one way. If you have some other information, you want to attach a flyer or helpful information, a message is going to be the best way to do that. Just remember that that's a kind of a two-step process for the reader. So when you send out a message, in their email inbox, they're going to have a note that says you've received a message. They will have to then log in and navigate to their messages, which would show up here to read it. So it's a two-step process, but the bonus is that you can do an attachment. The other way to communicate is to email. Again, I keep going back to this actions drop-down menu here. Email is nice because it actually turns into an email in somebody's inbox, so they don't have to take that extra step to log in and read something. But you cannot attach a file. You can do hyperlinks, so that does work, but it doesn't have a lot of functionality. There's no emojis and there's no bold and underline and all that stuff, but it's a good quick way to say, hey guys, our meeting is open, you know, time to register and here's the link. Or, hey guys, what would, you know, whatever information you want to share with them. An email is a quick, nice way to do that. And again, you know, you're sending it out to all the most current listing of your members. So that's that piece there. One thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to the front side of the website here. So if you're logged in under member services, there's chapter information. And this list, so this is all members have access to this page. So this has your name and your contact information. You must be logged in to view it so that these emails shouldn't be stripped and you shouldn't be getting crazy emails from unauthorized persons. And down at the bottom, in about 1.5 years, we'll start talking about elections. So this is the section that we'll have updated to run elections. But back up again to member services, we have chapter information and there's a flyout. This is chapter meeting planning. And this is really a page you're going to go to quite a bit. So the requirement is that you have at least 1 meeting per year. Some chapters have 2. And Colorado takes the cake with 4. So it's really up to you. It's a minimum of 1. But, you know, if you have a very active chapter with people that want to get together more frequently, great. That's wonderful. We really encourage that. In one of the modules, we talk about how to plan your meetings. And one of the very first things that you'll need to do to plan your meeting is to submit a meeting request form. So before you can have any meeting be publicized as an ADED chapter meeting, it needs to be approved. That form needs to be filled out, and then the board member at large and the treasurer at the time will review that and provide the approval. In the training modules, you'll see us walk through a really cumbersome looking email or request form that's on an Excel spreadsheet. And I'll tell you right now, we've never liked that form. And those of you that's been chapter officers for quite some time, I'm sure you found it quite cumbersome and painful to go through. So as of today, there is an online chapter request form. So I got there from this right here, request a meeting, submit form. So now all that information that was on that horrible, and I can say horrible because I built it. So that horrible Excel spreadsheet is now here. And so there are items on here that must be, anything with a red asterisk must be answered or filled in. And all that information gets filled in. I'll get a notification and then I'll alert Tim and Christine that they have something to look at and approve. So hopefully making that a little bit easier for you guys.
What is the turnaround on the approval of that form, would you say?
Tim, you want to field that one? It depends on how quickly Tim gets it from me, and I would usually turn it around as soon as I see it. I can just push it on to him. But
right, I try to turn it around the same day. That's my goal. Depending on where I'm at, whether in Pennsylvania or wherever. But if I have access to email, I try to review it and then approve it the same day.
Okay, because in the past it was a lot more lengthy because the whole board had to meet sometimes.
Yes, and we changed that procedure to tighten that up. Now the treasurer is involved because more often than not there's a budget request, and so if there's that budget request, then Tim will also engage Chrissy and have her review it. So they have to both review it to approve it. But I can say Tim's been pretty quick to get those turned around for you guys.
Does that include the CEUs?
So that's a separate step. And so the meeting, you can do both at the same time to kind of help spread the process along. So it's 2 different tracks. So track A is submit the meeting request form. It's a fairly simple form, but you need to have your ducks in a row. You need to have the agenda planned out. You need to know if you're requesting funding. So we need to have all of those details to approve the meeting. The second track is to get your contact hours approved. And that form is here. And again, most of you that have been chapter officers are familiar with this online form. Now, there's no cost to apply for those contact hours, but the certification committee does need all the information on here. So again, anything that has a red asterisk does need to be filled out. If anything is missing or incomplete, that's going to delay the process. So the more information you can provide on the contact hour application form, and the soonest that you can possibly submit it, the better. The turnaround time for the committee to review honestly can be anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, depending on what's going on. So when we are in, say, CDRS audit renewal season, or they're writing the exam, the delay, there's going to be a delay. So just as soon as you can possibly send these in, I encourage you to do that. Okay. We are AOTA approved for contact hours. So for those OTs in the States, that means quite a bit because not only are you getting your hours towards your CDRS renewal, but also for your state license renewal or your registry renewal. So we really are, some of the questions you're like, why are they asking that? It's because of AOTA. Believe me, we don't want to have to ask for all that detail, but we do to maintain that AOTA approval status for you guys. So that's another reason why we have all that information that's being requested when you request the form, and even on the contact hour application form.
Hey Liz, didn't they say something about AOTA not accepting virtual stuff right now because?
So yeah, so right now, ADED is approved for live in-person meetings, with the exception of our virtual conference. They did extend our virtual conference for AOTA hours because of COVID and the situation, but we are planning, because we have a more robust learning management system now, our e-learning page, we will be applying to have the online learning available as well, which does include, should you guys choose to do a live virtual meeting, then once we have online approved, then those contact hours should also be included.
Are some states doing live?
I would assume not. Now, I will tell you that Colorado does have a chapter meeting coming up. I don't know, is anybody from Colorado on the call? I didn't notice. But their meeting is...
It's Jill, Liz.
Hi, Jill. Yeah.
Hey, Colorado is having a meeting. We are doing it in one of the mobility dealers' space. So it's a real big space, and so we can do everything we need to do social distance wise and masks and that kind of stuff. But we felt like we could do everything that we needed to do and have the meeting. And this is a meeting that, of course, we've put off for months and months and months. So that's all.
Yeah, thank you. But you guys have done you were our first chapter to do a virtual meeting, and we did it through Zoom. Yeah. So you've tested the waters for everybody else. And I will say that Texas did a Zoom meeting, but it was more kind of a meet and greet. It wasn't a formal business meeting, if you will. And I don't believe they had any continuing education offered there.
Nope, ours was a full 8 hours with continuing ed, and it worked really, really well.
So some of the chapters where your folks are really just regionally spaced out, I know Ontario is one where they have a couple of members that are at least a good 8-10 hours drive to, usually they meet in Ontario. So that's always been a request with a lot of you guys, that where your members are really spread out, and now we have the functionality and the staff to help support that. But again, there's some it needs to be, there's some rules and regulations that we have to follow to ensure that the certification committee is satisfied that we have a way to attest that people are there. Remember the good old sign in and sign out sheets? We got to have a way to make sure people are actually there. And we need to be able to provide the certificates. So if you are choosing to do a virtual live meeting, then the ADED staff really needs to work with you on that to make sure we're checking all the right boxes and we can have a successful event for you. So I just kind of, did you guys have any more questions about the website itself, or did you need me to show you anything else? If not, I'll stop sharing my screen. Maybe I'll stop sharing my screen. There we go.
Liz, it's Jill. Can you show me? I must have just been looking down. You said that you were doing the actions drop down. Can you show me where that is?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Sorry.
So, no problem. We're all learning here. And
I've been taking notes, and I think every time I must have looked down at the wrong time.
Now, I will tell you, I'm on the chapter meeting planning. So if I was on member services and went to chapter information, I clicked chapter meeting planning. Down at the bottom, everything that I've just talked about is also, Robert did an awesome video for you guys to walk you through on how to do all this. And that video is this last one here. Okay. But I'll show you really quick what I was talking about. So I'm going to go to groups. So now if I'm going to groups a different way, I'm on this side of the website. I'm going to click groups. Within our website, there's 6 ways to get to the same place. So my chapter meeting or my chapter group is here, Colorado, Florida, whichever one that you're assigned to. You can go 2 ways. Under quick group links, if you wanted to go to your forums or see the group directory, actions, that's where the message and the email. Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
But if you're actually in the group page, those actions are kind of top right of the page itself.
Okay. Thank you.
So you can kind of think of these as your own little mini website, specifically for your chapter members.
Great.
Yep. Okay.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
When I haven't looked at all the stuff lately in the videos and everything, the how-tos this time through, but are we going to have access to the virtual meeting forum, or is it something that people are using through their own hospitals or organizations to hold meetings? So like I have access to Zoom and GoToMeeting. So when I hold a meeting, hopefully this fall, I can use that media, or do I use ADED's? Does ADED have something put together for us?
Yes, exactly. And I don't know, Adrian, if you want to talk through that real quickly on kind of how that process, what that looks like.
Yeah, sure. No, it's a very good question. So the way that we're managing it as of now is through Zoom. We can do Zoom meeting or Zoom webinar. And what arrangement we're setting for you is that an ADED staff member will facilitate the technology and the administration of that, one, to ensure people can connect and get on, 2, that it's recorded appropriately, and 3, if we record that session and then load it into our e-learning for those who attended to review later, that it's all done, you know, within our parameters, to include a survey at the end and then a certificate of attendance. And so we're managing that portion of it. So the only contingency that we would say is when selecting a date is making sure that one of us has the availability and the Zoom accounts free to do something like that. So otherwise, yeah, just consider us your tech people to run your show.
Awesome. So that when we do the request for a meeting, will that get addressed during that request for a meeting? Like that you're available? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, it's on the form now to request a live virtual, and then once you put the date in, then we'll connect calendars, make sure nothing else is going on, and go from there.
Wow, sounds awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm trying not to keep you on too late tonight. I know you have other things to do, so we're here if you have questions. Silence. That means you're all experts. I did such a good job running you through the website. But I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. We really, honestly, we're here. Tim, me, Donna, Adrian, Carrie, who you have, if you haven't met her already, you'll meet her soon. Robert in the office, he's always available to help you out. We're here to support you. And I know you're going to have a great couple of years. So those of you that have been chapter officers, Michelle, Suzanne, that I'm seeing faces right now. They are also really good mentors for you. So if you're brand new to this job, you have some people that have been in this position for quite some time, and they do very well with it. So you're not in this by yourself, certainly. So, all right. Well, if there's nothing else, I'm going to wish you all a good kickoff to the weekend. It's Thursday.
Oh. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank you.